This is the Randall RG100 G3 Plus. I'll talk about it later. Alright, well, this is kind of the setup. Playing it through a Ibanez DTX 120 Millennium Destroyer with the stock pickups in it. Playing on channel 2 because that has just more meat to it. The bass, it's a closed back cab, so it can get very bassy as you want. I'm not too big into that, so I'm having it around 3. I like lots of mids. That's why I love this voicing switch. It changes it. So I have it at about 5 there. It scoops it out a lot more, gives it a more maybe cleaned up tone. It's less gritty. Maybe less gritty is a wrong descriptor for it, but if you click off the voicing switch, the mids, you know, really come up and sound fantastic, and I love it with all the mids all the way up. The sweep, how I've heard it described, is it's American on one side and British on the other, so EL34s, 6L6 is what it's supposed to sound like. A lot of times I play with it right here in the middle, but I've just recently been playing with it all the way to the left, and I like that sound a lot. But the sweep makes a little bit of difference, not huge in my opinion. The sweep, what I think it does, in my terms, it tightens everything up. It cuts off kind of a lot of the lows and keeps everything grouped well. But for rhythm, I like it dirty. I'm giving a little more treble than I usually do, but I don't know, maybe that's just the way I'm headed now. It has a reverb. It's a spring reverb. I hate spring reverbs. So it's nothing against the reverb itself or this amp. I just don't like spring reverb. I wish they would have added a digital reverb to this. And they have them on the 75 watt models and I think the 200 watt, but not the 100, which doesn't make any sense to me. The clean is nice. It has a boost switch, so it gives it more volume. Doesn't really dirty it up, which, I don't know, in my opinion, I would have liked it to add a little bit of a rhythm, because there's not very much difference between the two gain channels. So they're set about the same, but here's gain 1. I mean, I think the only reason they added a first gain volume is so you can do this. Have 1 set low. But even at the lowest setting, it's pushing for a lot of metal. I stick on gain 2 all the time. This amp has a preamp tube in the power amp section. I had the Randall RG100SC, and that one didn't, obviously. And I can really tell a big difference. Mostly, they redesigned the overdrive. They took it out of the V2 and T2 series. But the master, it gets loud without getting crappy. My other amp had that more, so it would thin out. This one stays nice and thick all the way to loud volumes. And the overdrive level does a lot for that. So if you have this down low, it's going to sound more solid state like. If you have it up high, it's going to sound more tube like. I have it at 7 just for volume reasons, because I have it pretty much at the lowest I think it can go on the master. It's at 1. I really love this amp. It's a huge step up from the SC series. That amp I had, and it was just lacking something, and I tried to put a tube screamer in front of it, tried to mess with the EQ as much as possible. It had a contour knob, which I think is this replacement, and the contour, I liked it all the way up here, but with this sweep I like it that way. but the distortion is much heavier and much ballsier. It just has more grit and more everything. So yeah, that's the Randall. I really enjoy it.